G'day shoppers, sunset, Cooma, Wednesday, nearly the end of October, and we're looking at the bridge. This little bridge over the Cooma Creek got washed away in a flood about 2 years ago, and it's taken forever to be replaced. And a lot of people have rung me saying, Andrew, I can't believe what they've built. It's incredibly heavy duty. It was made in Queensland. Apparently we don't have any welding shops in Cooma that could fabricate a bridge, and it needs to be seen to be believed. So I'm going to turn the camera around and quickly walk you through the issue. So, don't worry about the side fence. There's a bit of side fence here, but you can see this bridge, the creek, and there's a little cute family of ducks. So it looks like a fairly placid little creek, but I'll tell you, this thing thunders when it rains, because basically from here, 40 k's out to Nimittabell almost, feeds this creek. And so there's a reason why there's a levee bank on that side and a levee bank on this side. That's the skate park, and so that's the levee bank. It's probably 3 meters high to try and keep the creek in the creek and not out in the houses. So when it floods pretty hard and pretty quick, and a lot of shit gets washed down this channel. And we now have a filter, don't we? Yes, there's clearance under the bridge, which is now quite narrow because we've got all these rocks encroaching. So we've narrowed the channel so that it's now a choke point. And there's a fine mesh inside those zigzags, and all the leaves and branches and droopy willow branches and all the other dead tree branches and shit that float down in floods is going to catch in those fence railings, the skinny bar ones, and either bend them and snap them off, in which case they're going to have to close the bridge and repair them, or it's going to become a dam, an impediment. It's going to restrict the flow of water. Now, the bridge is higher than the old bridge because we look at the footpath where the old bridge was is quite clearly here, and so there's a misalignment with this bigger bridge. There's the old footpath. So there's some 600 mil difference, and on the other side of the creek you can see they've had to construct a ramp and a ramp up to the bridge, and this is going to need a ramp out on this side. These rocks I don't think were here before, so we've effectively narrowed the channel. We've created a narrow point, a choke. The skinny bars in between the zigzags, there's a whole lot of skinny bars that so kids don't fall in, but they are effectively going to become a filter. And we've got some shopping trolleys that came down for a bit of a dip today. It was warm, so the shopping trolleys have come for a little dip in the, that's the little shopping trolley swimming hole, apparently. And the other things I want to note is we've got a bit of a retaining wall and a footpath, and we seem completely unable to trim the hedge back. And so in a range of places, excuse me, there's night jasmine or something there. I think I could smell something. Nearly half or more of the path is now obscured by foliage, shrubs, and this heathy, piney shit, whatever it is. So these little trees are growing right out. So if two people were riding their bikes, one's got to take the risk and not fall down the embankment. But we're not even trimming back the bushes. There is a retaining wall there which is slowly falling over, and it's quite a wide channel in places. You can see here. So there's a causeway that works, and there's a bridge that works. It's the main highway, Monaro Highway into Cooma. That's the CBD just in here, and that's the road bridge. And we've now got this filter. So I don't think it's going to last the next flood. I reckon it'll get pushed away, washed away. It's pretty heavy. It's incredibly heavy duty, but I think it's over-engineered, and it wasn't made locally. I'm a big supporter of buying locally, shopping locally. So questions, why wasn't that bridge made locally? We can weld shit together here in Cooma. I can weld shit together. But that's one of the first questions. Secondly, why have we installed a filter in a flood channel? And we know it floods because the bridge that used to be there, the old filter, got washed away. Is this a good use of grant funds? Is this a good outcome for the community? How many bridges, I'll turn the camera back around, road bridge with a pedestrian walkway, 300 metres or 200 metres down the road is another elevated pedestrian bridge right next to a concrete culvert roadway, pedestrian bridge, causeway for road cars, and then in the next road there's another concrete causeway, and then up there's another bridge. How many crossings do we actually need? I'm not saying that the people are not entitled to this one, but is this going to survive the next flood? Again, these are my personal views, not necessarily the views of Snowy Monaro Regional Council, even though I might be a councillor, as Councillor Andrew Thaler. My personal views and my personal observations and my personal reflections in consequence of people contacting me saying, Andrew, you've got to go and look at this next monstrosity. It just defies belief until you lay your own eyes on it, which I've now helped you do, as I've done. Well, more questions to ask. Ciao. Sunset, Cooma.